All right, let's do this. Get some writing in today. Get some writing in today. Or to get some writing in today. I'm going to write a chapter of the third book that in our trilogy Tom Duffy and I are working on. Chapter 7, to be exact. That might be the only thing that I do today. I might bounce around and do other books. I have 3, 4, 5, 6 different books pulled up right now to work on. One of them is actually, I just need a last chapter done by the co-author. So really 5 books I can work on today. And one of them is sort of a go through and edit one. So 4 books I can work on today. But I want to work on this one. So I'm going to work on this one. There you go. What are you doing? So there's a kid out here, young kid I've never seen before. And he's got a soccer ball. Don't sit on the little free library. We have the bench little free library for the kids. So he's sitting on it right now. Which the top of it is starting to crack. The wood is starting to go bad. I guess he's sitting there reading a book. I guess that's something. I'm glad the kid's reading. I'm not glad he's sitting on my bench. Get off my damn bench. Yeah, so he walked by like, I don't know, a dozen times, bouncing the ball. I heard the ball. I looked up and he keeps walking past the house, looking at the house. And I'm like, what are you doing? Kid's maybe 10 years old. You rob me? For some reason it says I'm offline right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. If you're out there, let me know you can see this. Otherwise, I'm going to keep watching this kid and I'm going to get some writing in. Mostly watching this kid. Now what are you doing? So you read part of the book and then you just put the book back. Fine. Fine. Keep walking. Yeah, I don't know why it says it's offline. That's annoying. That is annoying. I want to remind everybody watching to subscribe or resubscribe here on Twitch and also to hit the subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss anything. There's Nick Zinn. I guess I'm not offline. It says I'm offline. But if Nick can see me, unless Nick is also offline. Here's this kid again. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? This kid is just... Lock it. Close it and lock it. I guarantee you that book is... There's no way you're 10 years old. There's no way whatever that book is in your hand you can read. Put the book back. Stop looking at my house. Someone said Friday took a few tries to get in. That's weird. I don't know what happened. There's like this 10-year-old kid out here. He had a walking by with a soccer ball. He kept walking back and forth in front of my house. He kept looking at the house. He's still looking at the house. But then he went and he grabbed a book from the kids' library, the bench. But then he sat on the bench. I'm like, you're going to break the bench. And now there's something he keeps looking at on the side of the bench. Now he's looking at the street lamp. Kid, what are you doing? This kid needs a friend is the problem. What are you looking at? He's trying to shake so he's shaking the lamp because it's moving because it's windy. So now he's trying to shake. Is you gonna break the lamp in front of my house? Go home. He like walks away with the soccer ball, but then he comes back. Maybe check out. Yeah, maybe. The other day I had 3 people ended up stopping for the roof. And that one girl, 4 times she stopped on Wednesday. And the 4th time I finally opened the door. I'm like, what? What do you keep knocking at my door for? We're with AT&T. I said, I don't have AT&T. Well, have you heard about... No. Get off my lawn. And she's like, she said something, I don't know, something that just annoyed me. Oh, she's like, well, I wouldn't I wouldn't keep knocking so many times if you just answered your door. I said, are you fucking kidding me? Fuck off. Get out of here. And then she looked stunned. And I slammed the door in her face. And it was like it was like 6 o'clock, so it was dark out. It had been dark out for like 20 minutes. Maybe if you would answer your door. Maybe if you stop ringing my doorbell. She's doing that ring, 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 knock, knock. And she knocked. Dun, 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 dun. And then she's like, hello, hello. She kept going, hello. I'm like, are you kidding me? When I opened the door, she was like, oh, hey. And then I'm like, no. Yesterday, I had one at like 6 o'clock again in the dark. Knock at the door. And it was like he's like, oh, do you know your neighbor, whatever? No. Well, we just did, we're doing a thing of security coming around, blah, blah, blah. I'm not interested. Oh, because I noticed you don't have a ring, the ring camera thing. I said, and? Well, I'm just saying, the security, in this neighborhood. I said, it's not a bad neighborhood. Go away. Thank you very much. And I'm like, I know I'm probably being jerky to people, but there's literally no soliciting signs at the front of this development. I said to my wife though, I was like, you need to send a message to the this is an HOA. We're paying all this money, every friggin' year, and they need to have somebody do something. Oh my God, this kid's back again. What are you looking at? He's staring at the side of my house now. What do you think you're going to do? Break into my house? Please do. I will beat you to death, kid. He's got a book in his hand. He looks at the page, but then he keeps looking at the side of my house. Why? Where are you from? Go back to that place. I've never seen this kid before. This is gonna be my whole day. This is the rest of my day. Right here, Nick. This is the rest of my day. Watching this kid. It's like I need the ring camera. We actually have one. We just haven't put it up. We've had it for months. We just never took it out of the box. I need to put it up so I can watch him. I can pull it up here. We could all watch him together. He like reads a page of the book and then he puts it back. And now he'll take his soccer ball. He'll kick it down the block, one or two houses, and then he'll be back. Shows how much you might adopt him. I mean, if he was a stray animal, yeah. She ain't adopting no little brat kid with a soccer ball. She ain't no soccer mom. Oh, Shelly is actually home today. She's not physically home right now. She's home today. Took the day off and then all of next week. But she had to take her Aunt Vicky Christmas shopping. So she'll be back later on. I had breakfast with Andrea this morning at Southern Blend Coffee. And that was good. A couple hours hanging out with her. Wynn did not show up as usual. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. He's blown us off like 3 months in a row. And when we were doing the Thursday Chinese buffet lunches, blowing us off. So literally, I don't think I've seen Wynn since MondoCon. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. You buy all your Christmas presents, Nick. You get all your stuff together. Yeah, I'm done. Yes, I got my wife four different things. We're going very light this year because we don't need anything. So it's like, you know what? Buy me some gift certificates and I'll buy some books or something. Don't I don't need any more crap for this office, you know? I certainly don't need any more black t-shirts. But I haven't wrapped anything. Actually, I haven't even opened any of the boxes to even see what the hell I even bought. I'm waiting for Sunday. Tomorrow she's supposed to wrap some of the gifts, and then I'm like, leave all that stuff out in the living room, and then I will wrap my gifts for her. Although, I mean, she got the best present right here. You know what I'm saying? Not sure what else you need. You're married to me. So my phone carrier was bought out by T-Mobile. Who are you with? And what does this mean for us? Now they demand I get a new phone. You like your phone, right? Everybody likes their phone. What, are they going to charge you for that? Because money won't work anymore. What does that even mean? That your phone won't work with their network? That's bullshit. U.S. Cellular. What? So you had like, isn't U.S. Cellular like if you have no money and you're broke or something? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know how the phone things work. Shelly's been taking care of my phone for 13 years. In fact, when we started dating, I still had a. This is 2012. I still had one of those prepaid Walmart phones because I would never use my phone. I was still on minutes. She was like, "Yeah, this ain't gonna work. I'm gonna buy you a phone." All right. So I've had that since 2013. I've had 12 years. I've had this phone number, and obviously I've upgraded my phone services, but I will not get an iPhone. I'm like, I don't want all the bells and whistles. I don't want any of that crap. As long as I can get in all these spam messages constantly, I'm fine. I don't want anything either because my bill will go up to 3 blocks of cheese a month. That is outrageous. Maybe 2 blocks, I'll give that to you. But 3? I don't think so. This kid has not come back yet. I'm just letting you know. Oh, did you hear Ozzy and Harriet? Ozzy Canseco's dead? I think I'm gonna need a new battery in my mouse very soon. Every now and then it just stutters. Ozzy Reiner. Yeah, I did hear that. This Sunday, Nick, is will be my top 10 reads of 2025. I've recorded the video yesterday. I just need now my wife this afternoon or tomorrow, my daughter when she's here, needs to figure out how to put the books in the corner. So you go, oh, this is my favorite book. This one is, this book by Imaginary Girlfriend by Nick Zinn, and then the book would appear. I have no idea. I have no clue how to do that. She's great at everything. Exactly. You get it. Wonder where everybody is today, right? Yeah, Friday before Christmas, though. People are probably not working or they're getting shit done. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, I'm off today. Nice. You got to work next week, or they give you some days off. Obviously, I'm sure you'll be off. Wednesday, Thursday, maybe? Maybe? I think she's got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, and then she took Monday and Tuesday as a couple of her vacation days. I'm off what's a few weeks? A month? What do you go back in March? I don't think she goes back to like the 3rd or something, or the 5th. I think the 5th. What are you going to do for those few weeks? You can't probably blow up parks because probably the ground's probably too hard. Hmm. Just don't feel like writing anymore right now. I think I need a nap before my wife gets home. That's what I need. I need a nap. 74 degrees here today. It's very nice. I'm wearing shorts again. So I gotta get to there. Can I do it, ladies, gentlemen? Gentlemen, ladies. This kid is not showing up again. Hopefully he bothering some other family. Or he's on my roof right now, or he's in my backyard stealing stuff. I don't know. I was waiting for others before I asked my usual questions. I mean, ask away, and then they'll have to watch the repeat of it. And then they'll be like, oh, that was a good... I wish I was there live for that question from Nick Zinn. Ask away, because I'm falling asleep here. I'm going to be honest with you. What ate your feelings about flashbacks? A lot of things ate them. I'm gonna guess that's what are your feelings about flashbacks? I'm not a big fan of flashbacks. I've never used them. Others hate them. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Now, I'm a fan of it in television shows. Okay? But in books and stories, no. I think you need to tell a story, or if it's going to be something that happened in the past that needs to be a conversation, it needs to be somebody thinking about it, but not to the point where you're doing an entire prologue of it or anything like that. You know, you don't need to info dump either. I've seen a lot of that lately in newer authors. A lot of info dump. I'm like, yeah, your first 4 pages are just detailing stuff that happened. You don't need any of this. This could all be wrapped up in like a half-page conversation with another character. So I'm not really a big fan. Like, I don't know if you saw the opening scene from this new season of Fallout yet, but there is it's more of a flashback. The first scene there, and I like it. Tells the story, brings us back to the beginning of the story, and then we move back forward. And now we know something, that when something happens that has to do with that later on in the episode, we're like, all right, well, that is that. Yeah, TV does make sense, but as a in a book, no, I think it takes you out of the story. Especially if it's not in the beginning of the book itself. Now, if you have it's in the beginning of the book, and then we're gonna jump, whatever. I have no problem. I have no problem with that. Yeah, and stories just shouldn't last long, according to Samuel Delaney. You mean Sammy Delaney? Yeah, it should not be. Yeah, you're basically just given it's a flashback, not a very long-winded soliloquy back. That probably wouldn't even be a good name for it, because real thoughts last a few seconds and not pages and pages. Exactly. You know, you can do a flashback of when the character's dad was murdered, right? And that could be a whole thing. Or the character can simply say, in his mind, I'm doing this because I remember seeing my dad killed. That's enough. You might do little thoughts about that awful day kind of thing, but you're not good. You don't want to have an entire, especially in the middle of a book, and all of a sudden we jump back 30 years or something. Maybe I do need a new phone with all this board typing. Yeah, I thought you had Frank Edler's phone for a second. Also, you got to find out. I'm sure they're going to try to charge you an arm and a leg for a new phone too. Come on. How do you motivate yourself when you think your writing stinks? That's, it depends on the depression. It depends on a lot of factors. Past 6 have been a struggle. So what I'll normally do is I will take a break, but only for like a day. I'll take a break for a day, watch some I'll watch some show I've taped or a movie, whatever, right? And then, like yesterday, I wrote a lot in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I did the Twitch and the YouTube live combo. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I have until probably about 9 o'clock till my wife gets home. I could write a lot more today. And then I was like, but I don't want to write a lot more today. I just have no motivation. The words are not coming. It's a struggle. So I watched the last Captains, I think it's called, which is one of those a bunch of fishermen off of some little island in Canada. But I knew today I had to jump right back in, and so I was like, all right, which of these stories am I more motivated about? And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to write any of these stories. So then I'll just be like, you know what? I'm just going to write something. A lot of times I do a trick I used to use a lot, Nick, was what I would call a character sketch. Okay? So it's not necessarily something I'm writing to become a story, although a lot of times they do become a story. And I'll just be like, all right, I'm just going to write a story about a photographer named Nick in Milwaukee, and it's a snowstorm, and he's waiting for his imaginary girlfriend to get home. And she's supposed to be bringing food, and there's no food in the house, and what's he going to do? Like, just dumb, random shit like that. And then I just start writing the character. his motivation, his anything about him. And it's like, I'm going to write this as it starts to form a story. And a lot of times I'll write that and then I just let it sit, and then I will never go back to it because it's not really a story. It's just it's a boring dude sitting in a house waiting for his girlfriend to come home kind of thing. So then what I'll do is hopefully that kickstarts me into something else. A lot of times too I'll be like, oh, you know what I need? This other story I was working on, I needed a new character to move the story along. Why don't I use Nick the photographer from Milwaukee in this? But the story is set in Atlanta, so Nick the photographer from Atlanta, that kind of thing. And it will usually jumpstart. If I take more than a day of not writing, though, I feel I get more depressed. And a lot of times the reasons I take days is because of depression. I've been trying to take weekends off. I've been trying to take Saturdays and Sundays off. Even though Sunday my wife is at her mother's all day, and it's technically I can do a lot of writing. I'm like, you know what? Sundays are for rooting for the Jaguars to lose, and at this point my Raiders to lose, and that's it. I'm gonna watch some football. I'm gonna watch some TV shows. I'm gonna watch The Last Captain show, or Destination Unknown, whatever. I'm gonna watch some TV, and I'm gonna forget about the writing stuff. And then at times it creeps in, and then I jump in. But I don't beat myself up if I go several days without. I just force myself to write something. I think that's probably what you need. You need to get, if you're writing one book and it's not working, just start something else. Something I don't take days off but drop my word count. Yeah. I mean, if you know you're struggling with something, move to another idea, another story. And then don't beat yourself up over bad word counts and not getting pages in and all that other stuff. Because someday you're going to be yelling, next page, and your girl's going to be like, why do you keep yelling that? Stop yelling that. I'm trying to watch Housewives of Atlanta. I have no idea what she watches. I would imagine if you're with somebody, especially if you're living with them, they're not watching Housewives of Atlanta. Speaking of Housewives of Atlanta, Michael Schotter in the house. Merry Christmas and stuff to you as well, my friend. To you as well. She likes Fallout. I like her already. Okay, Mike, take the reins. Yeah, Nick's been doing this for 50 minutes. He's been the only one in, so somebody else needs to start talking here. He's sick of asking questions. Fallout is dope. Walton Goggins is my spirit animal. After him, of course. I'm a huge fan of Walton Goggins. Huge fan. And my wife is too. My wife absolutely loves him. Everything he was in. Anything he's ever been in. And the cool part about Walton Goggins is he was raised in Lithia Springs, Georgia. And in interviews, he's always like, yeah, I was born outside of Atlanta. You've never heard of it, Lithia Springs. And my wife's like, I have like 1 million square feet of property I manage up there. Of course I know Lithia Springs. And I'm like, been there many times. Many times. Nice! I'm sorry for yelling. Yeah. Well, I don't know if Nick's still in, but I've hit the next page now. Latch to gal. Hi, what's blue and doesn't weigh much? No idea. Next page, Nick's in. Next page, Michael Schotter. Light blue. I get it. I get it. I'm working on my own debut novel at the moment. It's a thriller. Last week I got the word count up to 38,000. Very cool. Congratulations. I'm finishing up chapter 7 of the third book in a trilogy. Me and author Tom Duffy are co-writing together. Right, so now it's up to Tom for chapter 8. Michael says, I feel like if Mr. Frank was here, he would have said a smurf filled with helium or something equally random, so I'll do it for him. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you just never know what that boy's going to say. I would imagine he is off work today. Because I can't imagine he's at work the Friday before Christmas, and he's working really hard. So he's probably off. Maybe the wife is off, and maybe he took her to lunch. Who can say? Get my calculator out. Because yeah, I'm an old man. Mine's the first one in a trilogy. Each book will explore a different branch of sci-fi. The first one has nanotechnology, the second has mind upload, and the third has time travel. Very good. Good luck with it. Good luck with it. All right, I'm in for another couple minutes here, people, so throw whatever you got at me, and then that'll be it. Whatever it is, I want to believe that White Claw's involved. Oh, yeah. 100% he's drinking some White Claws right now. That's his lunch. Liquid lunch. I will not be on this weekend. Sunday on my YouTube, I will have my top 10 books of 2025 video go up. So look for that. What's a kidnapper's favorite shoes? What's a kidnapper's favorite shoes? I know you got me. White Vans. I get it. Because of the van. Yeah, I get it. No. Yeah, I am definitely gonna take a nap before my wife gets home. That is a definite. I'm also gonna conveniently forget to take out any meat or chicken or anything for dinner. So then I'm like, hey, we got to order Chinese food, or we got to go out for Chinese food. What's red and horrible for your teeth? It's red and horrible for your teeth. Besides Twizzlers, I have no idea. A brick. That does make sense. I mean, it just makes sense. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. I'll be back here again on Monday. Hopefully, you will be able to join me. I want to remind everybody to subscribe or resubscribe here on Twitch, and also to hit the subscribe button on my YouTube. I am at like almost 1,300 subscribers over there, but I need more hours watched. So if somebody can go over there and watch about, 3,100 hours, that would be really, really good. I would appreciate that. Nick, it was fun talking to you today. Have a great weekend. You also have a nice holiday. Everybody, thanks for popping in. Everybody have a great, great holiday.